how are you guys playing this $70 garbage game? The movement's too slow, and I can't beam people across the map like I can with other games. I've literally streamed the game for over 20 hours, and I don't understand how any of you can see any fun with this game. It doesn't play exactly like the game that I built my entire career on, so I don't understand why anyone likes to play this game. It sucks, and nobody likes it. You wasted $70. Quit having fun! What's going on, guys? Hope you're all having a good day, and oh man, has it been a complete chaos online discussing Battlefield 6 after its release this weekend. People have been absolutely tearing each other apart. You have the entire CoD community trying to rage bait the Battlefield community, and you have the entire Battlefield community basically calling them off and telling them to go away while everyone just enjoys playing their new Battlefield game, and I can't blame them. The game is absolutely super fun to play, and it's just a very enjoyable experience. It's probably one of the more refreshing shooters that I've played in the last number of years. I mean, the finals was really fun. Call of Duty was okay for the beta, especially after they removed or reduced skill-based matchmaking, but Battlefield just kind of blew everything out of the water. It really feels like a completely next-gen experience, and the entire Call of Duty community is just completely mauling at the fact that this game is very successful, and it's successful indeed it is, because if you look at the Steam charts, we're not talking about just pure player numbers of the current time. We're talking about the fact that the game is sitting in between monster titles on PC like Counter-Strike and Dota 2 of all games. I mean, the peak player counts obviously isn't going to be anywhere near what those games are pulling in, but it's just like a huge statement on Steam itself for Battlefield 6 and shows the absolute insane popularity of this game right now. And I can't really blame people for jumping into the experience for Battlefield 6 because, like I said, it's one of the more refreshing shooters that you can play on the market right now within FPS titles. The game feels relaxed. It doesn't feel like you're being pushed over in every single game. And sure, you're getting shot a little fast to the TTK, but it really doesn't feel that bad half the time. Like, you're able to take in the environment. Like, the game is just fun overall. It's really fun to get with a bunch of people, a bunch of your friends, and just run around in a Jeep or a helicopter or just infantry in general, just running from point to point. It's an extremely enjoyable experience. And the main thing is that it's really fun with friends. Like, just take a few clips, for example.
Oh my god, I'm so ass.
Coming for you. There's more. That was more. Come to the door. Yeah.
Let's go.
Get me. You can still get me.
W gaming.
You can still get me.
Oh, I see. my fault.
Don't fucking forget about me.
No, keep me prone, please. This
Oh god.
Oh,
Jeez. Why did it explode so violently?
It's a tank. Smash tank.
I shot
Smash
the I
tank.
grenaded the tank.
Smash tank with the sledgehammer. Yeah, it's dead. I think that's what Battlefield is mostly about, is just having a good time with your friends, and the fact that the game can be experienced just with a relaxed feeling. It's not like you're having to completely sweat your balls off and play the game like life depends on it. It's not like you're trying to make the game into something it's not. And that's when I go into my next point here. It's just the fact that there has been just a huge turmoil over the fact that Battlefield is a successful title this year. Seems like people can't take the fact that Battlefield is doing well this year. You have streamers and content creators, especially over on the Call of Duty side, just completely mauling over the fact that this game is popular, and it's not the game that they built their career on. They built their career on Call of Duty or Warzone, so when their game sucks, and it has sucked over the last couple of years, which I've covered extensively on the channel, it's just the fact that that game is finally finding some kind of foothold into making itself better. But Battlefield
is clearly the next-gen game that has been pushing itself as much as possible, and they've delivered a very, very good title for the Battlefield franchise. As a longtime Battlefield player, this game is pretty much exactly what I've always wanted for a Battlefield game. And Call of Duty, I've been a long time Call of Duty fan. That game series has just completely fallen off the face of the earth. I know that Battlefield 6 has its issues. There's obviously going to be bugs and issues with some of the hit reg and bullet bloom and all the other stuff that people can come up with to talk about the game. But it's like when we complain about a game like Call of Duty, those things that we complain about are obviously going to be like major issues with the game. SBMM was one, disbanding lobbies was another, just the garbage stuff going into the store. We expressed our opinions on the fact that those features, if you can even call them features, were not good for the game franchise. And yet when you have a game like Battlefield, it's like all criticism is welcome. I think criticism is really good to make the game better, but it just seems like anyone's trying to make something bad about this game. They want the game to be worse than it is, and they've got to respect the fact that they've come out with a game that isn't completely buggy at launch. Like, it works for the most part, and now we're just nitpicking all the little things, especially these Call of Duty creators. You have people online, especially on Twitter, or X as it's called now, and the fact that it just something has to be wrong with the game and analyzed to the point where it's overlooked at, and I know people are trying to give feedback as much as possible, but it's so weird to see these COD creators just completely 180 flip and switch over to Battlefield content like their life depends on it. I know everyone's kind of chasing a trend, go get that bag, get that dollar, but at the same time you have streamers like FaceWag who had that clip blow up, and everybody was talking about the fact that the dude is just making up dumb comments as a COD player, and I think the dude's just rage baiting, to be honest. I think he's just out there realizing that he gets clicks and gets impressions, so he's specifically saying things like the game needs kill streaks and the game needs all these other things that Call of Duty already has, just to poke fun at the fact that people go crazy online. It's just really funny to see. I don't see anything wrong with it. Have your fun, make fun of the game as much as you want. But I'm just enjoying it. I think everyone is having a fun time with it, and there really just isn't anything wrong in my eyes. Obviously there's issues, and I can go over that in another video, but I mean, man, just the fact that we're getting a Battlefield game that has basically zero issues on launch has been a completely refreshing thing, like I mentioned earlier in the video. And I know one thing refreshing that people are going to want for the Battlefield series is the Firestorm game mode, the Battle Royale that's coming at the end of the month. And I know all these streamers, the content creators that are mostly focused on Warzone for Call of Duty, are just licking their chops, ready to get into Firestorm. And I do think that is a promising game mode this year. I'm not much of a Battle Royale person myself. I've played all of them under the sun, basically. PUBG, Fortnite, I've played pretty much every single one that's been out there on the market, aside from a few indie ones that I didn't really seem to want to jump into. But I think Firestorm this year actually looks interesting with the good gunplay that the Battlefield series is offering this time, and just the cool atmosphere that the game represents. And especially with Firestorm, when the ring encloses around the last circle and the entire area is covered in fire, and it's all roaring around you, and the soundscape goes crazy. Like, it ends up proving to be a very intense situation is what people have been wanting. And the fact that the circle on the storm, or the fire section of the circles, kill you instantly, just makes the game a lot more interesting. And I fail my defib attempt there, which wasn't my greatest. But I am telling you that when this Battle Royale comes out, watch all these streamers just completely flip a 180 and start praising the game as much as possible, because I think the Battle Royale does have some good ground to cover here, and I think we're going to see a pretty substantial launch at the end of the month for the Battle Royale. I think it's going to draw in a lot of players, especially since it's free to play. I think a lot of people are going to be jumping in. It's going to bring a huge surge to the Battlefield series. Mark my words. I'm predicting it now. I'm predicting it on this channel here, Silver Devon. Make sure you're subscribed, because I'm out here predicting the future. I don't think it's much of a future telling ability, other than the fact that people are just fed up with everything everything else out on the market, and everyone's looking for a fresh, new thing to jump into. And I think Firestorm and just Battlefield 6 in general has completely filled that void for this fall. Basically, everyone's jumping on, enjoying a nice refreshing shooter that we haven't had in a long time. So anyway, that's all I got for today, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe if you're new, and yeah, I'll see you guys later. Bye.